Hi people and home and Yellowcard's crew, it's Chili here, the man produces Iron From My Eyes, sort of 5-minute review on Yellowcard's newest album, Better Days. Yeah, you heard that right, Yellowcard. If you can remember this band, I certainly do, from all the way back in 2003, that's probably what you know them from, is that one song in particular. Yes, you all know that one. The one with that violin, of course, Ocean Avenue, and what a record that actually was. You know, I remember hearing it and going, damn, this is so distinct. It's got that nice pop punk melodies, and it was just perfect. It was a great piece. There's absolutely nothing I can say that is a flaw about this album that they wrote. You know, even though that was like their fourth album, it's quite interesting when you're going over it. But yeah, Ocean Avenue, of course, is my introduction to this band, and Lights and Sound as well was the following album that I got by them. And then I kind of forgot about them, you know, for quite a long time, actually. I just completely forgot they existed. I think I had a couple of tracks on a playlist here and there, and occasionally I'd listen to that playlist. It wasn't exactly on high rotation, and unfortunately, Yellowcard suffered. You know, they weren't really on high rotation on my behalf anyway. And then when I was going through the news as new releases were going, I'm like, holy shit, Yellowcard are still around? Let me just hang on. I've got to check a little bit of history here, do a quick Wikipedia deep dive. Find out they did go on hiatus just before I think COVID hit. And they did release a whole bunch of albums as well that I've just not listened to. So I am very much a surface level fan, people who are watching this, who are massive fans of Yellowcard. That is my brief history as far as Yellowcard goes. And I'm listening to, of course, this new album with fresh eyes, you can almost say, fresh eyes and ears. I'm thinking to myself, man, I want to be taken back to those days, right? You know, what a time it was listening to Yellowcard at their peak, their pinnacle. But maybe they're not at their peak. Maybe this album might be another peak. Who knows? Could it be the case? Well, I didn't have much expectations leading into this. There were some new albums that came out from bands like, Rise Against or Silverstein, these contemporary acts for them in their field, and both of those records are pretty shit in my opinion. I'll have reviews out hopefully shortly about those albums. But, both of these bands who are kind of in that field, who are just releasing these terrible albums or forgettable ones. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, this is going to be probably the same boat, isn't it? We're all going to be in the same boat here. I'm going to listen to this record, I'm going to think, oh, fuck, this is, who cares? And I don't know if I can really do another review of this in this vein. But no, I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm genuinely surprised. This record really blew me away. It is really solid. I came in with low expectations. I was not expecting much from the band with the violin player and, all the punk fare that goes aside to really blow me away. But here I am being blown away from what I'm listening to. These guys can write tunes, man. These guys, sure, they're pop punk or whatever you want to call it, and sure, yeah, that comes with a little bit of a issue or a flag compared for some, I guess. But fuck them, this is good music. And at the end of the day, if you want music to be good, you need melody. And these guys know melodies. These guys really know how to write a tune with a hook in it, and it's beautiful listening to it. Better Days is the self-titled track, I should say, is a fantastic opener, and Take What You Want, another hook into the piece there that is great to listen to. Love Letters Lost is certainly an interesting piece, a little bit more aligned with the punk affair, of course, featuring Matt Skiba of Alkaline Trio, of course, and an interesting one. There's also the song You Broke Me Too, which features Avril Lavigne, which is an interesting one. And I thought, when I was listening to it, I'm going, why the hell do I know this voice? I definitely don't listen to a lot of Avril Lavigne for various reasons, and maybe I'm just typecasting her to that skater boy image. But anyway, when I listened to it, I'm going, shit, who is that person there? I recognize this voice. And yeah, sure enough, it was Avril Lavigne. While I may not thoroughly enjoy that song, it's certainly not a bad piece again, and I'm listening to it, again, as we're doing this little review, and I'm just going, yeah, it gives me that power ballads vibe, but there's nothing entirely wrong with power ballads if they're done right, and I think this one kind of does it justice. You know, I'm very firm in the belief that when you're doing a power ballad, it's either going to be good or bad, and there's just very little middle ground as far as that goes. You know, and by bad I mean it's forgettable. That's essentially where it comes down to. And this one's nice. It's nothing too crazy, it's not breaking any kind of norms, but then again, power ballads never do, but I think it's a good piece. While I probably am not going to sing the praise of the following track, City of Angels, it's just a bit too electronic and different for my likes. It definitely has some cool songs on here as well, like Bedroom Posters, which I feel is very cool. It pretty much falls down to like a guilty pleasures kind of record. I feel like I'm getting a nostalgia trip listening to this album, just been reliving my youth, and maybe I'm in the situation where I guess this is a band that, once again, I haven't listened to in maybe decades, and I'm re-listening to it again just with these massive rose-tinted glasses and thinking to myself, oh shit, yeah, you know, this just brings me back, because yeah, they're not exactly changing their sound from 20 years prior, which is a good thing, of course, to fans of the band. And I think that, once again, they're writing great music on here, so that's a very big bonus. So yeah, you know, of course, maybe it does feel like a true Yellowcard album, but that is not changing anything or pushing the envelope too far, but it's still a really good album, and I really enjoy it. So if you've listened to Yellowcard, you know what to expect, I guess. Overall, I'm going to give this album a score of 8 million chilies on the spicy scale, with my favourite tracks being Better Days, Take What You Want, and Bedroom Posters. I'm going to say the last two tracks off this record, while being just slow burners, are actually really good and very deep. You know, Barely Alive and Big Blue Eyes feels very nice, and I guess melancholy, that word. You know, it's an interesting, you know, playthrough when you're going for it. Yeah, it's a slow burn, it's nothing crazy is going on, but at the end of the day, these are really nice and somber pieces. It's good. It's a great playthrough. If you haven't listened to Yellowcard in years, I suggest going and listen to this album. I think you're going to find this like a real nostalgia chub to come and play through this record, and it's nothing too crazy. It's only 30 minutes long, a couple of, 10 tracks or something, and I think you will find an easy playthrough from start to finish. Anyway, if you've listened to this album, I want to hear your opinion on it, so comment below with your favourite track as well, and don't forget to stay spicy out there. If you've enjoyed this content, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to us, and stay notified for future music related content, because it keeps our manager happy at the end of the day. We are also on Discord, Instagram, Facebook, and all those other social platforms if you want to check us out. As always, people, you have a great day and stay spicy.